Speaker, Jamal Collins, jayworking, works with at-risk youth, and he teaches them to use design as a weapon for social change. I'm really excited to hear what he has to share with us. So let's go ahead and welcome Jamal.
Let's go,
Design is a weapon. I believe design can be used as a weapon for social change, to reshape the youth and give them a winning mindset. I believe that teaching graphic design, video, and film can help raise awareness and also support the community and help them tackle some of the tough problems that they face. You may be asking yourself, how can design change deep-rooted problems? Well, the answer relies on my work. See, I started an after-school program 4 years ago. You got it. So, sorry, I'm full of emotions. So I'm from East Cleveland, and I started an after-school program in some of the toughest areas. And one of those areas is where I'm from East Cleveland, Ohio. And this is Germany also. So Germany is from the same tribe as me, and what I love about this girl is that she's 8 years old, and she's one of my top designers. Like, see, the thing is that I don't hold back on them. I teach them, I talk to them like they're college students. So the thing what was going on with her was that they came in at 8 years old and they was having some issues with bullying. So we came up with this, I was like, okay, we're gonna tackle this social issue right now at 8 years old. So it's a bunch of them, a bunch of little guys coming in after school. So we started a poster, anti-bullying poster. So I asked her, I said, what is the slogan? And she said, stop bullying or else. So what was cool about it is that I share all this stuff on my social networks on Facebook. So I'm sharing it with people and family and all of this stuff, right? So a mutual friend of mine knew her mother because her mother had 5 kids and she worked. So she wasn't able to come to the program at all. So I'm, corresponding back and forth with her on Facebook. So I'm like, come hang out, come and see what she's doing. Just come and, get some parent engagement on what's going on. So, unfortunately, me and Germany had to part ways because her mother was murdered in cold blood. One Saturday afternoon, her and her friend was hanging out, and somebody shot her 5 times. And shot her friend. Her friend was only 26, 1 time in the head. So this is devastating to deal with at 8 years old. So you can just imagine what, Germany, I can't even think of what she had to go through and deal with. So this is like, heartbreaking to deal with this because you engaging with the youth and you're trying to reach them and get that extra support, right? So what happens to Germany now? She had to move to Texas with her grandmother. And I battled myself to say, why did this happen? Why is this going on? And, I kind of dug deep into the schooling system. So it's the environment, right? It's the schools, it's the community, it's all of this stuff that's going on. See, the issue is that black boys, compared to black girls, have low testing scores. They're not reading up to the level that they should be. This is an issue And the discipline is disproportionate. So they're kicking these guys out. So these are the guys who really need to be pulled in the most. I don't know if there's any educators in here, but I get it, I understand. Like, you got a classroom full of guys, they're engaging. You got two people that's acting up. What they want to do, they send them to the office. These are the guys that need to be real in. So this kind of leads to frustration. This leads to actually despair. You know, it's like they're prone to fail, so they're systematically prone to fail. That makes them social impotent. So they can't really function at a certain point as they get older, right? So this leads to frustration, this leads to despair, all of this leads to crime, all of this leads to drugs, all of this leads to violence, all of this leads to little Germany's mother getting killed. So I can relate to it because I used to be a youth. What was that doing? I was born in 1970. In the 70s, am I the oldest dude in here? You know that whole fashionable look with the blazer and the jeans and all of that? I invented that. I started that. I had a lovely childhood. Like our community was a close-knit family. You know, this is before Walmart and all of that. Like a couple houses up, we had a hardware store. We had a grocery store. We had a barbershop. We had a bakery. We had everything at our disposal. Like my street was it was kind of like a dead-end street, so we could play freely. It wasn't no cars coming. We could play any bounce. We could play football. We could do all of this stuff. I mean, it was a beautiful, close-knit neighborhood. I mean, it was so dope. I had a peach tree in my backyard. Anybody have peach trees in their yard? Boom! You know what I'm talking about. I mean, we didn't have to go inside for lunch. You know what I'm saying? We just stayed outside the whole time, which was cool. My parents, I got a beautiful family. I got a beautiful family structure. My father, he worked. My mother worked. I had 2 sets of grandparents. So I have a beautiful, I never needed for anything. I never wanted for anything. We had our same house. I lived there all my life, basically, which was cool. Everything was beautiful, unfortunately, until I got institutionalized in the 2nd grade. This is like, I'm kind of talking about Germany and the stress you had to deal with. It's kind of weird when you have to deal with your first amount of stress. See, I had my classroom in the 2nd grade, I was held back. And my teacher, Ms. Newman, used to mistreat me. All I remember is like, you know, our room was kind of in the corner. And if I would act up, she would take me outside. And you couldn't really see where the doors was. And it was like kind of dark in the corner. And she would take me over there and she would shake me real violently. And then she would send me back in the classroom. So I never said anything to my mother and them about it because I'm thinking this is what they're supposed to do, right? I mean, think about it. Like, we're literally sending our kids to a building full of strangers. So it has to be something psychologically going on with us to trust this system, right? So this led to, me disconnecting a lot. What's crazy is that on our report card, down at the bottom, we had a little line that said, you will or you will not progress to the next grade. So I ain't know nothing about this line, right? So I'm coming home from school, and some of my homies is kind of huddled up, and they all looking at the report card. I don't know, did everybody do that? Like when you get your report card, hang out, and kind of go over your grades with your board? So at the bottom, he was looking at myself, and he was like, "You ain't make it." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, you ain't make it. So summer was cool. We go back to school, and the rooms are all laid out, coming in, and she had took time to cut out little footsteps so you could know where you was going when you come into the classroom. So we got all the past, projects we did, just introducing these little guys coming in. I'm 5 years old, maybe 6. So this is just ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Why am I being held back? These is younger guys. So we come in, and lo and behold, it's a wall for of the class that was in there last year. And who was up there on the wall? Me. So the other little kids knew, like, oh, he flunked. So she got this picture of me from last year up on the wall from the last class, and I'm coming in. So this is like very traumatic for me to go through. And that left me disconnected from school, period. This is also puts me in a social class, kind of, sort of, because it followed me throughout my life, in elementary school. But I was always connected to this. Like I talked about that hardware store, and I used to go up there and collect my comic books, and I loved Daredevil. He was my favorite. What I liked about it is that he's a man of no fear, right? It's Murdoch and it's Daredevil. So I used to draw these, and I was really in love with this stuff. We didn't really have any cartoons. This was Marvel. We didn't have movies and all of this stuff. Who is the Murdoch and who is the real Daredevil? So the Daredevil is the superpowers, right? Murdoch is just a boring lawyer who's doing his job, and his superpowers, his true self, is Daredevil, right? So me being in class, me being in second grade, this is all about staying in line. This is all about compliance. This is all about following instructions and not going outside of it, right? Which was cool because, in the 70s, you have to think about it like, my father was kind of growing up in, as adolescents in the 60s, and in the 70s, this is really like a chance for African Americans to get the true American dream, status quo, like security, like you get a job, they take care of you, follow instructions, follow this manual, keep your head down, make a lot of money. In return, we get pay and we get security, retirement, right? So social change. This is really about me, using my experience and coming back to the youth and just being a role model, because I know what it was like not to have these type of role models. And this is all about really somebody with strong principles, morals, values. This is also about turning the kids into creative guys. This is about entrepreneurship. This is about turning these guys into what I call smart creatives. So my goal is to really give these guys the support that they need. So challenges as artists. So growing up in the 80s, I'm a teenager at this point. Of course, we got some 80s babies in here. The thing is with the 80s is that I don't think we was ready for crack cocaine. This is the Reaganomics, right? This is the Reaganomics. So what was going on with the Reaganomics, like the society, like the economy was tanking. And, people was resorted to selling cocaine. The other crazy part about it is that the synthesis for selling drugs was so crazy, disproportionate, that guys was getting heavy sentences for just like selling low amounts of drugs and cocaine. But what was cool about this time period also was this was a time for hip hop. So this was brand new for everybody. And where I was coming from, If you wasn't doing these 4 things, you was at least doing one. You was breakdancing, you was rapping, you was DJing, or you was doing graffiti, or you was doing all 4. Which is good, right? I was a graffiti artist. It was amazing to me. Like, I was disconnected from the school, but, you know, in my free time, I was really like graffiti and spray painting all over my street. Remember I talked about the small knit community, right? So my mother knew. I talked about this beautiful neighborhood with these drugstores with the big wall on it. I was up there in the middle of the night spray painting my tag up here. This is what we was doing. We was breakdancing. I broke my arm. We was playing. I was like, I'm doing a backflip. Like, we love kung fu. Any kung fu heads in here? Love kung fu. So I was like, I'm gonna do a backflip. So I'm in the backyard. I go up, and then all of a sudden, I just remember just laying on my back with my arm twisted. So I had broke my funny bone. So I had a cast. I had a cast from here to up here. So we would, when you break dance, you can't just spin around on the ground. You need like some cardboard or something, right? So we get little refrigerator boxes and all of this stuff, and you gotta draw on it though. So you can't just have a plain cardboard box. You gotta graffiti it up. So I got markers, I'm writing rhymes and all of this stuff. Breakdancing did not stop me with my broke arm. My ass was out there with a broke arm, breakdancing and spinning around. So high school was cool. I took Art 1, I took Art 2. What was cool about my high school was that we had a vocational program. The problem was I couldn't get in it. So full murals back there. My mouth was on the floor. I'm in Art 1, Art 2. This is just basic drawing and all of this stuff. So I'm sure if I would have brought it to my parents' attention that I need to get in. Mom need to get in. They would have gotten in there. They was working, they was busy. I never said anything. Like, I'm in total compliance with my social class. I'm a knucklehead. I'm just stuck in this box where I don't really care. You know, our primary focus was the streets and these guys. These guys was the leaders who we looked up to at the time. So, you know, I'm sure it was some role models. I'm sure it was some teachers and some counselors, but I never knew any. I feel like somebody from commercial arts should have been coming down to Art 1 and Art 2 and come and talk to me and say, hey, let's get this guy in here, man. Let's show him what we're doing over here. Let's recruit these guys. You know, it's all about compliance. They don't want to break rapport. They just want to do what they're told to, right? He's not coming down there to stand out and try to find some other young guys like me to come in here. So, with my own determination, I was able to graduate. I visited Ohio University, and it blew my mind. So I went to OU. I had a buddy down there, and I was like, damn, you could take your own classes. And these guys, I'm like, I was like 16 to 17 years old. I'm like barefaced, ain't had a mustache. I'm lying to girls, telling them I go to college already. So I went to Akron U. I started off as I wanted to be a lawyer. So I told my friend, I was like, once I start practicing as a lawyer, I'm gonna buy an art studio. So he was like, you might as well just be an artist. So I looked into it, right? I saw illustrations, I saw paintings, I saw ceramics, I seen something called graphic design. You gotta think, it wasn't no internet, it wasn't no cool people like us that you could say like, damn, I want to be like Mike Jones and Lady, and I'm going to seek out this degree, right? We know nothing about this. You gotta remember how old I am. There wasn't no internet. So when I looked, I was like, okay, graphic design. that sounds a little bit better. Because, you know, it was this thing that kind of followed us as artists. It was like a starving artist. This wasn't something that was practical for the status quo even back then. It was like, you either be an engineer or a lawyer, and this is where you made your money at. Like, so, the problem with Akron U was that, I'll tell you what was cool about it before I get to the problems. I'm always complaining. How's everybody? Woo! How's everybody? My man, Scotty kind of traumatized me yesterday with the killer, what was it?
Craft the Killer Talk.
Craft the Killer Talk.
You doing
good? Thank you. I always have a rough time starting out. Y'all have to excuse me. What was it? So, I'm sorry. I love you, Scotty. I got my daughter over there. Look at her. She's so beautiful. She's 25.
You look 25.
I know. She don't like to share me on her social networks. All her friends be trying to get at me. She never shares my stuff. I'm doing all this cool stuff, she would share anything. So the problem with Akron U was that they really didn't prepare us for the real world life, the real world life for us. So, we had our own freedom to do whatever we wanted to do. It wasn't really preparing us for the trenches of the real world, period, point blank. They didn't tell me that I was going into a dominantly white field and I need to take that Tupac out of my portfolio. It was cool because this was the beginning of the internet, right? So I beta tested the first Photoshop. It was like, hey, that's this thing called the internet. And it was like, awesome. I was able to, back then you had to kind of find a job through the paper and all of this stuff. So I landed my first job at PricewaterhouseCoopers. I thought I made it. I was wearing a suit every day. I was on the BP Tower, 27th floor. I hated it and they hated me. This was all about compliance and following the rules and doing what the heck I was told to do. I was frustrated as an artist. I felt out of love with doing design. So, I didn't fall out of love, but it really wasn't my true passion of doing brochures and pamphlets and doing all of this stuff all the time. But I still was doing my own thing, and I love Photoshop. And I did this in 2000. So, I was always looking to work. It was like a lot of stuff was going on, so I was doing web design, I was doing coding, I was kind of frustrated, so I was trying to get my way out of here. And the economy tanked. And I was left jobless for 5 years. And, my wife was kind of holding the ship. And this was very traumatic to happen. I was very depressed. I was trying to find my way. Just trying to get some retention at work. I didn't know nothing about licensing work, so I would get some designs, I would get some logos and stuff. And, it was just a rough time. I came across a cool book. It was called Psycho-Cybernetics. Anybody know about that? Wow, y'all gotta Google that. It's about finding your true self. So it's like a psychology book. So we have something called success mechanism. It's these things that you can do to kind of help you focus your attention and really trying to find your true self of who you are. Remember, I talked about Murdoch and Daredevil. And I guess if you're trying to stay in compliance all the time and do what you're told, then you're never going to be Daredevil, right? you're always going to be in Murdoch. So just think about it. You're holding back these true powers that you have. And, you know, all of this is just kind of based off of fear, right? It's like, you know, it's fear to get out of line. It's fear to say something in class. It's like even really hard to concentrate, even when you're in school. Why is the bell ringing? It's moving to the next section, but you can't really fully concentrate on what you're doing because as the bell rings, they move into another section. So it's all about, you know, this is the whole mindset of, you know, the faculty, right? So you can sit in, if you can sit in your desk for long hours, you can sit into a faculty for long hours. So I was able to start volunteering with the Boys and Girls Club. And it was tough because I'm not a teacher by nature, I'm a designer, right? So I don't know nothing about classroom management and grades and curriculums and all of this stuff. I'm in the worst possible neighborhood ever. I'm on 131st and Union. I know y'all don't know what that means, but it just sounds rough. You ever had those streets that's just like, you just know the name of it? So I'm dealing with fighting. I'm dealing with hunger issues. I got guys that's hungry. I got drugs. I got gangs. And this is after school. So you got to think about it. They've been in school learning all day long. The last thing they want to do is come back and do some work with Mr. Collins. Period. They just want to play basketball. They just want to run around. They just want to play. I get it. Like it's like this is kind of just what the culture of the club was. We was always over ratio. We was always low on staff. It's like very challenging because I was a top designer. Like I moved around, I was making good money, so this was like a pay cut on top of it, you know. And I got 7 kids. I don't know if y'all know that. I got 7 kids. So before I got hired, around the same time I got hired, I had my daughter, and she had some issues with her lungs. So she was had to be hooked up to a machine, and she was in the hospital for 3 months, and she's okay now. So it was just a tough time because I'm not really working, and you know my wife was going back and forth to visit her every day because you know we was just kind of going through this challenging time. So the good thing is that when she came home, it was around the same day that I got the job. So the first day she dropped me off at work, which was cool. We clear out the car, take all the stuff out. The second day I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. Somebody stole my car. Yeah, and what's funny about that is when I tell somebody that story, they say, I would quit. I would quit. You gotta think, this is before the graphic design program. If I would quit, I wouldn't be standing here in front of y'all right now. So I just started really like, I was doing a lot of, so I had to walk back and forth. I had to save up my little coins to give me another car, which I did eventually. And I'm just kind of yelling at these guys all the time. And I went to, who's hip to weapons of mass creation? I went to weapons of mass creation and I was blown away by Ink Wars. Ink Wars? Yeah. I was in Ink Wars stealing pens and markers on the ground. That's me practicing in class. I said, forget these kids. I'm about to work on my skills, right? And they saw something different in me. They was like, damn, you could really draw? I was like, yeah. Like, this was like, you know, look how I'm dressed. Look at that pink puff. I didn't dress like staff. I dressed like the CEO. I started with the company. They had any orange, dark, doodle brown shirts with the logo on it. I'm like, what? This is the image that they need to see. Like, I dress dapper every day. They need to see a man like me coming in doing this type of stuff. So I was engaging them. So I saw they had some iMacs. So I presented the idea to my art director at the time. I'm like, we got 2 iMacs in there. Won't you, let me put the Creative Cloud on there, because design is my craft and really what I do. Like, I was doing paintings and drawings and ceramics, but after a while, I mean, you gotta keep being creative. Like, what was cool though is like right next to my art room was a little door right here, and that door was the playground. So I would be like, we going in the art room? Like, nope, out. And it went for it. What was cool about it is that I started out small at 2 locations, and it grew to 7 locations. 25 iMacs, 100 kids a month. I'm traveling around different locations. I'm in the projects with computers, helping them out. So what I saw, what was cool about what I was doing, I started actually videotaping my class. And I saw something. I saw that they needed more. What was cool about the program also is we do something called exposure weeks. So it's like in the spring and in the fall, I just get to come in to different locations, different areas that I'm not in there, and I show them speed art, stuff like this. So at first I was just kind of showing other people's speed art, but then I just started doing my own. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with just doing a time lapse and recording the things that you were doing. So the whole thing with the exposure weeks is really giving the kids and parents a bird's eye view of what this whole field is and what this is all about. So I have all ages, like seventh graders, middle school. I got some seniors. These guys really love doing this stuff. And like I said before, when I was videotaping, I started vlogging, and it really gave me a chance to see that they needed more than just learning the tools and how to do this stuff. Like, they needed morals and values, right? They need to understand about getting good grades. They need to understand about just being responsible. This is some shoes they was doing. This is just kind of like sniper fire on kids, and which was dope. I mean, they like doing it, really do. And this is something that they can, inspire them to go to college and kind of further what they're doing. And college is not just the only option. I feel like if we wait for college, it's too late. It's all about entrepreneurship. And the benefits of following through on that is that, it's just getting it done right now. I think we're at a beautiful time where we can just start something now. It's not really waiting. So this is all about just attitude, hard work, and hustle. I feel like, back when I was coming up, you couldn't just call and tweet somebody at Nike, right, and say, look, I'm 14. This is what I tell them all the time. I'm 14. I want to work for Nike. Here's my sketches. Let me know what you think. We didn't have that power. They're really proud of their work. So I really engage them, and we really do, we do posters for the Browns, we do posters for the Cavs, and we drop off these posters with them. I take them in board meetings with us. I have special guests, guys like you. I invite everybody here to come and talk to these youth and come and tell them and show them what you're doing. Talk about your process. Talk about your pricing. So this is all about, engaging. I take them to design conferences so they can see guys like me up on the big stage. I took them to Weapons of Mass Creation. I took them to a workshop. The workshop sucked. But that's cool because I can tell them, like, the workshop sucked. Like, these is like 13 and 14-year-olds. The workshop was about life after college. Like, if we wait that long, it's going to be too late. The guy was like, if you're on LinkedIn, you don't add nobody you don't know. I'm like, what? This is exactly what I'm telling you. It was cool because I was in the back writing my own workshop for them. I took them to the Cavs. We sat with the Cavaliers. We got on NBA cares. We sat in the boardroom with the Cavaliers, with the top web designer and graphic designer, and came up with some collateral. Sat in a meeting with these guys. Man. We did a whole full-blown layout of the Cavs. I mean, come on, man. This is like a beautiful thing going on. Look at my man DeAngelis in his pose on the desk. Bruh. When I saw that pose, I said, ugh, he's gonna be a boss, bro. That's a boss pose right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids, they got it, man. And I love being a part of that and bringing them along with me on the way. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is all about. This is all about charity. This is all about the love. This is bigger than us, right? This is all about connecting. This is about, like, humanity and loving our fellow man, right? Right? Right. I took them to Highland Software. Highland Software is a content management company. They're responsible for the Browns, Cleveland State University. It was cool. I mean, they really get a chance to see real people at work. They got slide boards. This is like the closest to Google you can get type of campus in Cleveland. They got video games. They got all kind of cool amenities to work there to make it comfortable for that work-life balance, right? And the kids was really making the connection. Like, so what do y'all do all day? Like, they wanted to know. Like, I didn't see a office, a campus, or nothing until I was 27 years old. So with the attention I get, I put them on the news. You know what I'm saying? They proud to be part of what I'm doing. They learning about technology. They learning about getting comfortable in front of the camera. This all takes some work, you know. So I took them to the conference and take it back to the camera on and say what happened. They like, they don't know. Like, we was at a conference, we went in there, like, you know, this is the grooming that we all need, right? So, smart creators. Peter Drucker coined a term called knowledge workers. So knowledge workers was being specialized in one thing. A smart creator was coined by Eric Smith. Eric Smith was part of the hiring team for Google. And the four things of a smart creator is deep technical knowledge, business savvy, having a creative flair, and a hands-on approach to getting stuff done. And I got this from this book called How Google Works, and I was just blown away by the culture and then all the fantastic stuff that Google was doing. So I wanted to have the same practice with my youth. So this is just basically deep technical knowledge, just kind of just really getting into the software. I met this guy right here, and he had some sketches, and we turned those sketches into real vector art illustrations. You know what I'm saying? This is my guy, Darius. And we just went to the cast and he's doing their own work. And they get slushy and they get all of this stuff, which is cool. So this is just me hanging out with the guys. I have some close friends of mine, and they let their sons hang out with me. These are 14-year-old photographers, man. We go out, we do shoots. They make me feel young again, right? I'm jumping fences. I'm doing all kind of stuff. It's beautiful, man. I mean, people are really engaged with this. Like, I have people reaching out to me and giving me merch. How dope is that? Like, I got boxes full of merch I'm dropping off. Ohio Against the World shirts in the community. This is a beautiful thing that's going on. So part of the problem is a story about an acre full of diamonds. So an acre full of diamonds is was this African guy who was in search for an acre full of diamonds, and he couldn't find it. And in his despair, he committed suicide. So another guy buys his land, and lo and behold, he lived on an acre full of diamonds. The problem with the first guy is he never searched his land, and he never did research to see what diamonds look like in their raw state. So this is part of the problem with the community and the little guys that I'm dealing with right now. See, some of them only come in when I'm in there, and they keep walking past these machines. So that's like the acre full of diamonds. So this is all about creating content. This is all about making the market come to you. So I vlog on my YouTube channel, and I was able to get the community college to see what I was doing, and now I'm teaching during the day with the college cinematography and photography. So this is about, I'm just trying to go through some stuff with them to really wake them up, and this is the stuff that I teach. So it's 4 stages to competence. And really the important one is the first stage, and that's unconscious and incompetent. They don't know what they don't know. So they don't know that, if you don't know that you're in a prison, then you're never going to know to even break out of it. So the second one is competent consciousness. So you kind of know it, but you have some difficulty in doing it. And the last important one is subconscious consciousness, like you kind of do it without even thinking about it. So I'm really trying to get these guys to this is all about awareness. So I really want to get the community aware that this stuff that we're doing, which is cool, exists. And so this is kind of just like giving them the information, because I can go against the school. I kind of tell them, like, I don't really agree with what's going on. And I tell them about the 4-hour work week, Tim Ferriss, Elon Musk. So this is kind of like, I got this from any Earl Nightingale fans in the house? He's a little, I am old. So he talks about the whale, the spark, and the wheel. So the wheel is just your knowledge based on how much you know. So the deeper your well is, the more information you get is the point that you need. The more information you get is when you have that spark of that idea. So if they're just doing just basic stuff, then they're really not going to be able to have that idea. So I try to let them know about, Amazon, Airbnb, Uber, because these are going to be the next guys who do it. And the spark, the will is just executing on that idea. So I got a student named Elijah, and he's one of my new students. So he just started in January. He's a Latino, and what grade is he? I think he's like he's in middle school. He's in middle school. The problem with Elijah is that he can't spell. And so he uses Google to say the words, so when we're searching for images on Google. But what's cool about him is that he's my top designer. Like, he really crushes everybody in my class. It's like kind of weird that, so I get some assignments, and they should just, just a couple steps, and then after that you can just run and go. This is how you do this is how you do that. And a lot of students, remember I talked about compliance, following instructions, and that's just it. Elijah goes above and beyond anybody in my class, which is amazing. And I tell his teachers that too. I said Elijah's my top student. So, you know, he's like that underdog, right? Kind of reminds me of me. So, I love that about Elijah. So I got together with some of my design friends, and we started something called Spark 216, the design edition. What this is like, it's just a workshop for youth. It's like 4 hours. And what it is that it gives them all the disciplines, right? So it's like four, like 6 tables, right? And each table I have a design professional. So I got 6 tables. I got 2 of you guys at each table. We got a design thinking table. We got an illustration table. We got a web design table. We got an architect table. And they can funnel through and get all the stuff that they need. We have a parent section. So we had this place called Gamer Haven. And Gamer Haven is a cool spot. It's like a coffee shop / video game spot, which is cool. They got monitors, they got Xboxes, PlayStations, all the stuff. So kids can come in, parents can have coffee, they can play their games and all of that stuff. So this is some of the cool stuff that, you know, we're trying to do and trying to help, you know, rise these little guys up. So this is all about like giving back, giving some type of charity. This is bigger than us. This is bigger than me. This is all about impacting the youth and bringing them along on the journey. I don't care if you live in the suburbs. You're going to be affected some way, somehow by what's going on down in the inner city. So this has been like very gratifying for me to do. It's been a lovely journey, and I let them know that they're not alone. I'm not just going to leave them. They're on this journey along with me. I tell them that I'm 6'5". You stand on my shoulders. How tall are you going to be? That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamal.